Do you know plants can actually interact with our thoughts? In 1966, a man named Cleve Baxter decided to connect his plants to a lie detector test. This would basically record its electrical signals and detect any sensory information. When he did, he realized the signals were very much alive and fluctuating, just like when he tested it on humans. During his experiments, he also realized that his thoughts actually had an effect on the plant's electrical activity, and that even by thinking of harming the plant, you cause its signal to immediately spike, as if it somehow could detect your thoughts and experience fear. But perhaps the weirdest was that when he was eating his lunch, he noticed the plants were having a strange stress response, as if they somehow knew that their plant friend was being eaten. He then realized that if you simply think and feel an immense sense of gratitude for the food you're eating, it significantly reduces the stress signals both in the food itself and in the plants around it. Now, all of this may sound crazy until you realize how highly conscious plants actually are. They literally emit a high-pitched scream we can't hear when you cut their leaves or when they're not watered enough. They slowly turn towards where the sun is because that's one of their main sources of energy. They talk to each other through their roots and form social bonds and families with other plants. They have a sense of taste and smell which they use to recognize danger, recognize drought, and even recognize their relatives. They have a highly developed neural system in their roots that communicates in the same way that ours does. In one automated experiment, he allowed live shrimp to fall into boiling water. At that exact moment, the plants also had a strange electrical signal, as if they somehow felt that the shrimp were experiencing pain.
If you brine shrimp die and the plant feels their death, it means that even on the lower levels of life, there's a profound consciousness or an awareness that binds all things together.
This leaves us to think, what really is conscious and intelligent? I tend to think that everything has consciousness, from elements to stars to cells and even atoms. It's only that we experience different levels of consciousness. But that doesn't mean because we can't hear or communicate with them that they're simply unconscious. It simply means that they have their own unique form of conscious experience, which is much more different than ours. But just think, your heart beats itself and your cells replicate on their own. And we say that they do all of that in a mechanical and automatic way, because we believe they're unconscious. But what if everything in the universe truly is conscious? It's only that we experience consciousness in different ways.
Here's how you can prove how plants really grow off people's energy. My sister is nothing but evil, and she hates everyone. Nothing but angry, and look where the plants stop. There's my brother's room, growing.
So apparently science just found out that plants can see you when you stand next to them.
So it's so funny because I had this thought the other day that plants could see only because, let me show you. So I've had this little pothos plant for a couple of years now, and she always stayed like in this little planter. Like she never stood up like this, you know? And just recently, like her leaves have gotten bigger, she's more shiny, she's standing up. And I noticed that she started doing this when I put the mirror in front of her so she could see herself. Conceited little bitch.
Watch what happens when my mom sings to my plant.
Wow! I've been trying to tell y'all, the forest is alive. Watch this. Watch this. It's bleeding. That looks like blood. You can't tell me the forest isn't alive. It's just a plant, right?